My name is Tom Hayes. I'm Director of Customer and Community Relations for New Jersey Natural Gas, and I'm your host for today's version of SCAN, Community Connections. And we're very fortunate to have with us Anna Burian, who's the AVP over at Monmouth Medical Center. So welcome. Glad to have you with us here today.
Glad to be here.
Great.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about Monmouth Medical Center. How long have you been there?
I've been at Monmouth Medical Center for 28 years.
Wow.
And I've worked in a variety of departments there, but right now I mostly work with outpatient services. And I also work very closely with our senior team and our board of trustees on developing and implementing our strategic plan.
Great.
Most recently, I've been excited to be involved in a new program we're doing called Spirit of Women, and that's why I'm here today.
Great, great. So 28 years.
Yeah.
So would you start there as a toddler?
14, yeah.
Well, 14 years.
No.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
So maybe you can tell me a little bit about the Spirit of Women program.
Sure, absolutely. Well, there are three of us that are exclusive providers of Spirit of Women in this area, and it's Monmouth Medical Center in our northern campus. We have a center in Monmouth Medical Center Southern Campus in Lakewood, and a community medical center in Toms River as well. And we've joined an exclusive alliance of hospitals that are committed to providing the highest quality of health for women in the community. And we do that through quality health care and through community outreach events and through designing special programs that meet the needs of women.
Great. So tell me now why the focus on women.
Yeah, men always ask me that, and it's a good question. It's a legitimate question, but one thing that I think most people don't know is that women make 90% of the healthcare decisions for the family.
I know that's the case in my household.
Right? I think it's the case in mine as well.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, if you want to improve the health of the family, you want to involve the women. If you want to improve the health of the community, you absolutely have to involve the health of the women, or the women
Yes.
in the equation.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. In addition, women have different health needs than men, and I think a lot of people aren't aware of that. So we want to make sure we get the word out that women may need to take care of their health issues differently than their husbands or their brothers might.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well, I know I can speak for, again, my own household. My wife does all that with the 3 kids, everything.
Yeah, the immunizations and making sure you get whatever health care.
If somebody turned to me and said, what do you do? I would be lost. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. I think it makes a lot of sense. So tell me more about Monmouth Medical Center's other services and programs that they offer.
Yeah,
for women.
we offer a lot of programs for women. I'll focus on 3, but it's really just the beginning, the tip of the iceberg. First of all, we offer an amazing obstetrics program. Women have been having babies at Monmouth Medical Center for decades, and we have some of the best quality outcomes in the nation. And I think it's telling that we are probably the largest delivery hospital in the nation, or not in the nation, but in this local community for delivering babies. People want to come to Monmouth because it's a great place to have your child. I had both my children here.
And I'll say we had 2 of our 3 children here also.
There you go.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Very good. The hospital does a wonderful job in so many levels, in so many areas, but
Thank
certainly
you.
obstetrics is a big one.
It really stands out. And we have a neonatal ICU, which gives people comfort as well.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah. And the other, another program I'll talk about is we have a lot of minimally invasive surgical procedures that we're able to do now. We were really a pioneer in robotic surgery for gynecological problems. So when women have to have surgery, they need to be able to get healthy quick because they have families to get back to, jobs to get back to, they're caring for everybody. So these types of surgical techniques that we use now are very gentle, and they require, less anesthesia and less blood loss, and you heal faster. So we feel that that's important for women to know. And also, I think one of maybe people know this and maybe they don't, but Jacqueline M. Lentz Comprehensive Breast Center is one of the best breast centers in the country. We have 4 sites. We have the site down at Monmouth Medical Center in Long Branch. We have the site at Kimball Medical Center, which is now Monmouth Medical Center Southern Campus.
Right.
And we also have 2 satellites, one in Colts Neck and one in Howell. Excellent. And this we've won so many excellence awards. It's just kind of amazing. And the most recent award we won was called the Women's Choice Award, which is a national award. And we just won that in the last couple of months.
That's great.
So we're really proud of that. The other nice thing about both those breast centers is we've tried to address convenience issues for women. So if you need to have a DEXA scan to make sure that your bone mineral density is where it should be, you can get that at each of the breast center sites that we offer.
So it's convenient. So
very convenient.
People don't have to travel across the county just
right.
to get that.
To get one study and then the other. Very often, when you need your mammogram, you're ready to have a bone mineral density exam as well.
Right. Wow. Now, are there other programs that are focused on women other than those that you just mentioned?
Oh, there are numerous programs, and I think what we try to do is touch on women's special needs in every program we have. We have bariatric programs, we have weight loss programs, we have a geriatric program. All of our programs really have a theme that pulls in the needs of women.
Which is great. And as you say, I mean, you know, women are busy working, taking care of families, running around, and we've got to keep focusing on getting them that help and getting those opportunities to really take care of themselves.
Exactly. A lot of times we're taking care of everybody else.
Exactly.
We forget to take care of ourselves.
Yeah, no, for sure, sure. It's very important. Now, Monmouth Medical Center, how are they helping to get the word out about staying healthy?
Well, we are trying to get more and more out into the community, and I think from your experience with SCAN, you know, we have a very active speakers bureau.
Yes.
We are out doing health fairs, community events. We screen thousands of people for various things, cholesterol, blood pressure, and so on. We have events at Monmouth Mall. We have events in churches and all kinds of community centers, and we've branched out all through Monmouth and Ocean County. So we do a lot for people when they want a specific topic they want to speak about, but we also really try to focus on the issues that are really problems for women in terms of their health. So, for example, you know, heart disease, everyone knows, is the leading killer of men. But I don't think everybody knows that it's also the leading killer of women. And it's largely a preventable disease. So we want to get out there and talk to women about what they can do to prevent this terrible and very common illness. So, yeah, gives you an idea of what we're trying to do. Yeah,
that's great. And as you mentioned community involvement, I know even from your chairman, Dr. Vozos, down to the folks that are down doing the daily programs and some of the doctors and all that, you do see Monmouth Medical Center folks out in the community, which is great. And as you mentioned, you're huge supporters of SCAN, which is wonderful, and you have been since day one, which is, you know, like 26 years now. And I work for New Jersey Natural Gas, and we were there side by side at the very beginning too, which is excellent, because SCAN is a wonderful program and needs people to be involved and needs long-standing organizations to support them. I always say that consistency is very important, and certainly Monmouth Medical has been very consistent in their support. And
thank you.
You do a great job, and you know, I know like Joan Wells and some of your other team members are really, really great people that do a lot for not only SCAN but for the community in general.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, it's important. It's important, and it's good that you guys are involved that way.
Yeah.
And it also helps so that, you know, folks can learn about what programs are available, so they can stay healthy and, you know,
that's right,
continue on with healthy lives and all that. So that's great.
Thank you.
Now, for yourself in your particular area, like, what other programs do you do in your particular area?
Well, I work with a number of programs. I oversee our sleep medicine center, where we were the first sleep medicine program to open in Monmouth and Ocean County, and we are fully accredited, and it's a very good program at the hospital. I also work with our epilepsy program, where we diagnose children and adults who have seizure disorders. We have our EEG department. I work with our subspecialty clinics, which provide services to folks in the community that don't necessarily have health insurance or are working with a Medicaid product. So we do a lot of outreach for patients who need orthopedic surgery or other types of specialty services that they can't get otherwise.
Wow.
In addition, I do, like I said, the work with the strategic plan, and you know, we just have a lot of good programs, and I've been very blessed to be involved in all of them. I also work with one of our imaging centers. Shrewsbury Diagnostic Imaging is a joint venture between Monmouth Medical Center and our radiology group, and we provide radiology services right here, right up the road in Shrewsbury.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's really great. I think you're also involved with Health South, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
I am.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know some folks over there, and I know you're always doing, combined work with them as well.
Health South is a joint venture with us as well. Monmouth Medical Center actually is very closely aligned with Health South. My clinical background is physical therapy, so I'm very close to the Health South people, and the rehab services that they provide to us for our inpatients, I work very closely with them, and it's been a great partnership.
Yeah, they're great folks too.
They provide wonderful care.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know down in community, the Health South down in Toms River, you're involved
That's
with them
right.
too, right? So
That's right.
That's great. That again, that makes a lot of sense to folks like me to see those partnerships where you can work together, and it's just much more efficient, and you really get to a lot more people that way, which is a great thing. I think it's where healthcare needs to go in terms of being efficient and cutting costs and all that. So,
absolutely. And in addition, we also have partnerships with facilities and services that we don't have a financial connection to, because it's the right thing to do for the community. We work closely with our home care services in the area and with our housing authorities, and they're trying to keep their people healthy. We connect with a lot of community events and people.
Right, which is great.
Yeah.
It's critical to being a community hospital or being involved in the community and supporting the community, so it works out well. And then people feel comfortable coming to your hospitals and getting the health care that they need, which again is another part of that recipe for keeping our community healthy.
That's right.
Which is great.
Good point.
Now, I know Monmouth Medical has done a lot of work to improve their facilities and expansions and all that sort of thing. Is there anything that you can note that's coming up in the near future in terms of expansions?
Well, we are doing some work to develop better services and align things better for our children's hospital, and we've just completed a couple of years ago new ORs for the area, because we needed specialty ORs for certain services.
Right.
And we've also reached out a lot more in the community with satellite services, with radiology services, laboratory services, and as I said before, the breast center services. We've had to get out there into the community because people don't always want to come to a hospital to get their care, and so we recognize that, and we're working very hard to make sure that we're out in the community. I think you'll see a lot more about that in the next few years. We're going to see more and more of Monmouth being more embedded in the local community.
Right, great. That's great. Now, if folks wanted to reach out to you and get in contact with you, how can they do that?
Well, there's a couple of ways. You can call the phone number that will talk to you about Spirit of Women. That's area code 888-724-7123. And our website for Spirit of Women is www.barnabashealth.org/spirit.
Wonderful.
So please give us a call or look us up online.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great, because I think a lot of people will take advantage of that program and enjoy it. So I think that's an important thing. And again, I thank you for your being here and for your involvement, and really for all that Monmouth Medical Center does in the community. It's really a wonderful thing.
Thank you.
So
it's been a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Anna Burian. And now we're going to be taking a short commercial break to hear a very important announcement. Thank you.
Now's a great time to make your home more energy efficient, and the New Jersey Natural Gas Save Green project is here to help. Take advantage of rebates and incentives up to $15,000, designed to make your whole house more comfortable, improve performance, and save you money. Upgrade your older, inefficient heating equipment, central air conditioning system, and water heater with money-saving, high-efficiency equipment. But don't stop there. Your new equipment will have to work harder, wasting energy dollars if your home is not properly weatherized, by reducing air and duct leaks and installing proper insulation. Call the Save Green Project at 877-455-NJNG or visit SaveGreenProject.com, and we'll help you get on the road to maximum energy efficiency and savings, and explain how you may qualify for up to $15,000 in rebates and incentives. Call Save Green at 877-455-NJNG.
Hello and welcome back. I'm Tom Hayes, Director of Customer and Community Relations for New Jersey Natural Gas, and welcome back to the second half of Community Connections. With us, we have the lovely, talented, and beautiful Patty Carlesimo, who's the Executive Director of LADACIN Network. And welcome, Patty. It's great to have you here with us.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Tom.
Certainly. Well deserved. Well, I kind of know the mission because I know I actually am involved with LADACIN, but can you tell us what the mission is?
Sure. Our mission is to provide educational, therapeutic, social, and residential services to folks with complex physical and/or developmental disabilities or delays, physical complications, developmental disabilities or delays. And we do that through a variety of services, lifetime services. We have 0 to 3-year-olds in our early intervention program. And last year, we looked at our statistics the other day, and last year we provided 36,000 hours in that program.
Wow.
So we do serve many families in both Monmouth and Ocean Counties and for the 0 to 3-year-olds. We also have a child care program in Monmouth County that serves 3 months to 9 years old. And that program serves typically developing children as well as children with special needs. And then we have 2 Department of Ed approved school programs, one in Monmouth County and one in Ocean County. And we serve about 100 kids, over 100 kids in those programs, students, I should say. And then we have adult services where we have a life training program, life skills training program, pre-vocational, vocational supported employment programs, as well as residential programs and respite services.
Wow.
So we have an array of services. Yes, we serve about 3,300 families in the 2-county area.
So tell me the age range again from
Well, 0 to 3, and I think our youngest is probably a couple of months old, and our oldest client at this point is 81 years old.
Wow.
She lives in one of our group homes, and she attends day program every day.
Wow,
she does not want to retire.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. Our folks are living longer, have healthier lives, and it's a wonderful thing to see.
Absolutely. Well, again, that's a credit to you and your team and the excellent work that you do at LADACIN, because I don't think most people know how large the organization is, how many folks you're actually helping, your client base and all that. So again, it's such a good quality of life for folks that otherwise would have a really tough time.
Right.
And it's hard not only on the clients but on their families.
Right.
So I know all of us are grateful and know what a blessing it is to have LADACIN in our community.
Thank you, Tom.
And when we talk about the community, what are the areas that LADACIN actually serves?
We are primarily in Monmouth and Ocean Counties, and you know, in the early intervention program, we serve almost, you know, there's a variety of towns throughout the 2 counties. Sometimes they go into a catchment area where they assign us certain towns in each county. So it really changes, it fluctuates, but you know, we stay within the 2 counties.
Right, okay, which is great. And you have facilities. How many facilities do you have?
We have now 15 facilities, which has grown dramatically in the last few years. We have 9 residential facilities. 2 of those are brand new to us. We just opened them this past summer, and we were able to collaborate with the Affordable Housing Alliance in Monmouth County to develop the homes, and we are the service provider for those homes, and the funding is intended to bring people from the developmental centers into the community. And we've been very successful in we have at least 9 out of the 12 tenants in the homes already, so that's very exciting, and that's our latest endeavor. And we have other group homes, apartment complexes, and an independent living complex. And then we have 2 large day program facilities, our largest day program facilities, and then some annex programs that provide some relief and space relief, and also for our paid work programs, they're off-site. And then we have our new administration building that was built 4 years ago that has consolidated all of our corporate functions under one roof. So.
Which is great. It's a beautiful facility.
Yes,
very efficient.
Wonderful. That came through a very generous anonymous donation of $1.5 million, and it just helped us to vacate the premises of the program space so that we could increase capacity in programs. As soon as we did that, we moved across the parking lot into our new building. We grew dramatically in the program space and had to go back out and lease new space for our adult services. So we've seen really tremendous growth, especially in the adult services, which is nice.
And again, I think that's really attributed to folks knowing what a wonderful operation LADACIN is and how well it's run, so that folks really want to bring their family members there, and programs and schools, whatever it might be, they just know they're going to get quality services at LADACIN. And again, that's a credit to you and your team. I mean,
well, it's a credit to our staff. We have wonderful, experienced professional and paraprofessional staff who are committed. And we always say they're not just there for the paycheck. We know that as a nonprofit, but when you walk through our facilities, people are changed when they do a tour through our facilities because they see the love and the caring and the expertise that our folks have. And I think that it does give families a sense of relief, and their child is, and whether it's a 3-year-old child or a 43-year-old child, their child is in good hands when they're in our programs.
Right.
And we're very proud of that. Health and safety is our primary cause. So.
Right. And as somebody who's involved with a lot of nonprofits, there are a lot of wonderful nonprofits in our area, no doubt. But when you think of a nonprofit that may be just dealing with children after school, playing around or whatever it might be, as opposed to a nonprofit like LADACIN, where you're really a healthcare facility, and you're really and a very intricate healthcare facility. You're really helping so many fragile people, right? So it's so much more than I think you know, when you just think of a group of nonprofits. Obviously, the work that you do is tremendous, and the level of detail and policy and all that goes into that. It's a lot for
It's important. It's critically important, as you know, as the board president. It's critically important to have policies and procedures and protocols in place so that, as I said again, health and safety is protected.
Right, wow.
We have increasingly medically fragile individuals coming through the preschool program, 3 to 5-year-olds, and even in our adult services. Those moving out of the developmental centers are very fragile. So we have to pay attention and make sure we're all doing our job and engaged in providing those services.
Right, which is amazing.
And they do it, and they do it very well.
They do. They have a great staff. In fact, we saw them at the retreat the other day. And they're just a really great group of folks.
They really are very proud of the services that we provide.
It's important. Now, you talked about some of the services already. Are there any other services that you wanted to mention that you provide at LADACIN?
No, I think I may have covered all of them. Yes, I think we covered them.
Now, when it comes to funding your programs, where does the funding mostly come from?
Well, I think we have over 200 funding sources if you count all of the local school districts, because the school districts pay tuition for each of the children to come through our programs. So that sounds like an inflated number, but we count each district as a funder, which they are. We also, 40% of our funding for adult services comes through the Department of Human Services Division of Developmental Disabilities. And then the Department of Health funds the early intervention services. And we also are very fortunate to have local community funding through our United Ways in both counties and our freeholders, and that to me is very important because it says that we are, important to the county and important to our local community, and they recognize the job that we do, and it's an acknowledgement which I really respect. Right. But that funding has been flat. In many cases, the funding has been flat, especially on the adult side, for 7 to 10 years. Early intervention experienced a cut in funding, so naturally, we're always advocating for increased funding, but in the meantime, we do fundraisers, as you know, as the chair of the fundraising committee. You well know that we do multiple fundraisers throughout the year. I have a wonderful development and community relations department,
and they are great people.
They work very hard, and they do. We begin the new year with a polar bear plunge, which I still can't get over that people pay money to jump in the ocean, but they do
in the middle of winter.
In the middle of the winter in January, yes, that's always fun. And then our largest fundraiser is our Rosebud Gala, which is usually in March, and then we have a marathon. We have a team for the New Jersey Marathon. And we have a golf outing and a casino night and an eat, drink, and be caring when the Turning Point restaurants have supported us.
They really are great.
Yes, they've been wonderful. That's a whole weekend that's scheduled, and if anyone makes a donation to LADACIN, a $20 donation, then they give them a coupon for 2 free meals. So it's really very generous.
That is great.
And all of their facilities, and they've grown also dramatically.
Yes, they have. So. It's nice. I mean, throughout the year, there's all folks that help and contribute to the fundraising programs, but the Turning Point, it does really do a nice job. And then the Rat Radio with the golf outing and all that. I mean, it's just, a couple of standouts that really go above and beyond, and it's really terrific every year, so kudos to those folks.
We do have a corporate sponsorship program, and CWR Electronics and several of our corporate sponsors, the Rat Radio, and now the Turning Point restaurants have joined us. We have 12 now, and at different levels, and this is an opportunity for a corporation to support us throughout the year We don't go back to them for every event. They have either seats or recognition at each of our events, and it works out well. It's a great concept that I can't take credit for it. And a couple of years back they started it, and it's been very successful.
Yeah, it is amazing. And sitting on the board, I'm always impressed when a new one comes on board and why they get involved. And sometimes you don't even know why they're involved from every level. And it's just amazing that people are so generous.
Right.
It's just great that some folks really understand the importance of what LADACIN does and the clientele that they're serving. And,
right.
and all that. So it's
typically, if you don't have a family member or you're not experiencing it personally, it's very difficult to understand the services that we provide. But if you've ever been in a wheelchair or ever been injured even temporarily and you've lost mobility or you've lost a function in some way, you all of a sudden realize what it's like to not be able to do those things.
And years ago, it was cerebral palsy of Monmouth and Ocean County, right?
Yes,
but the name was changed, I know, because you really serve so many other folks, right?
Right, that's right.
So what are some of the other illnesses that
well, we see still folks with cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy, multiple sclerosis, chromosomal abnormalities, some neurodevelopmental diseases that are just degenerative or haven't otherwise been diagnosed. And in our early intervention services, we also see children who have developmental delays. They may not even have a disability. So that's a kind of a jumpstart program for those kids who may not be meeting their milestones, but with early intervention services, sometimes they catch up and don't need any other services in their life. So so that's really what prompted us to change our name. And as you know, LADACIN is an acronym that stands for Lifetime Assistance for Developmental and Challenging Individual Needs. A mouthful.
Very good.
Yes, thank you.
You get an A+ for that.
Thank you.
I'll be reporting back to the board that you got that correct.
I better get it correct.
Which is great, though. I mean, and as I said, you do wonderful work there, and you have an amazing staff. And it's tough sometimes. I'm sure it's hard to work with folks. I know there's always that sad story. Somebody passes away, or it's really difficult. As I said, it's a different kind of nonprofit because you're working with people day in and day out, and they are so dependent on your team, and that's just so different than most nonprofits. That it really is remarkable.
Thank you.
And as you said, most people wouldn't know unless they had that need. But it's good to know, and programs like this that gives folks the ability at least to learn about it. That if the need does show up, or if they have a neighbor or family member, something happens, they can know where to turn.
Right. I get lots of different calls from different folks asking for resources or supports, and we are a small community of nonprofits, so. If I know anything about any other services, I certainly will share them, and it's wonderful in our community that happens.
Yes, for sure. Now, if somebody wanted to support one of these wonderful events that you do, I know they could always donate gift items. Certainly, dollars are always needed. That's certainly foremost. Like with any nonprofit, the dollars are really important. But there's also folks that may want to volunteer, or again, donate items, whatever it might be. If they wanted to reach out to you, how would they contact you?
Well, it's LADACIN Network. Our address is 1703 Neely Boulevard, Wanamassa, New Jersey, 07712. If they want to contact us directly, our phone number is 732-493-5900. And the best way to really learn about our services and our events is through our website, which is www.ladacin.org.
Excellent. You also got that right. Very good.
This is a test for me.
Well, again, I really appreciate your being here with us, and I think it's really critical that we get this kind of information out to our community and our members and our viewers. So thank you for your time, as always. You do a wonderful job. Please give our kudos to the team back at LADACIN, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, and thank you for being with us.